Sachin, tell me more about yourself, your journey. So we're gonna talk about your journey first. कि आपकी life में क्या you understand Hindi pretty well, right?
Yes, yes, I do.
Awesome. So आपकी लाइफ में कितनी challenges आए, क्या कैसा था आपका लाइफ और आप इस मुकाम पे आज हो तो आपने किस दिक्कतों का सामना किया और आज आप सचिन हो जो मतलब बहुत लोगों की इंस्पिरेशन है. So over to you, Sachin. Talk about your experience, your bottlenecks, your challenges, and then overcome as a great leader. Over to you.
Right. Thank you. I'm not sure if I'm, as established as you are telling me, because that's those are definitely overstatements when somebody associates that with me. I'm just a student trying to learn about different things,
Yes.
and it's been quite challenging to be honest. And I don't know, my life has been pretty challenging right from the beginning. I did my schooling and everything here in Bangalore.
Okay.
The school that I went to is called Kendriya Vidyalaya. So it's an amazing institution.
Yes.
Has its presence all over India. So I was quite lucky to be, to have been schooled there. And then I did my. One thing about my childhood is something, this is something that, that has been there with me throughout. This is that I was not such a great student. Like I was never the student who would, get you 90% marks, right?
Okay.
Just to be on the record, right? Just to be clear that I've never scored more than 80% in my entire life, right? And the last time I think I scored 80% was in second or third standard.
Good.
So never been such a great student, but I kind of knew that within that, I was almost always a people's person, right? So I loved talking to people. I loved, being on the stage, and I used to host a lot of shows. I was MC. I was MCing there, here and there, and then I was always a very good, debate, and I used to go to a lot of debate competitions and all of that. So I was, more into extracurriculars, so to say, during my schooling, and then I did my my pre-university college again in Karnataka, where I took science, and I was interested in computers. So I did my +1, +2 in computers as a specialization, and then I did my civil engineering uh, in again in Bangalore. And then I did my post graduation in NICMAR Pune, National Institute of Construction Management and Research. Again, my UG was around 65-ish percentage. But I always knew that, I was something more than, what my marks would suggest. So yeah, it's more of a confidence that I had in myself, and it kind of paid off well. All my network, all the skills that I gained, and this is something which has remained with me, and I've always focused on skills, right? Having the right skills, if you're able to talk well, if you're able to convey your thoughts the way you think, if you're able to convey it the same way, at least 50% of what you think, if you're able to convey, I think you're a very good communicator, and that's what I've been focusing throughout. And so far this has been a very short journey. I mean, this is, if I have to summarize.
Yeah. Tell me, it's wonderful, Sachin. Tell me about your bottleneck. Like ऐसा कोई challenge जिसने आपको तोड़ दिया हो and फिर आपने कैसे overcome किया for all the young people out there, so that they also get inspired. Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is, I don't know if I don't know if I really broke it, but then tod to nahi diya. But I know one of my biggest challenges is always battling the expectations of people that I had around me, especially when it came to academics, right? And because I come from a very humble, like, middle class family in Bangalore, and so studying means everything. From the kind of environment that I stayed, studying means everything. All my cousins and everybody, excellent people who have scored really good marks. So for me, the biggest challenge was just staying just in one piece, battling all those expectations. And even though when I'm not able to deliver the kind of marks that people expect me to, but then the resilience is something that I learned, right? I became friends with failure, right? Although I've never failed in a subject ever, but then I kind of became friends with failure, and I kind of learned resilience from that, right? And when you have so many expectations around you, and when you're not able to deliver, how do you stay, right? So this is something that I kind of learned throughout, and this is something that I've picked up. Just the ability to remain calm, I think is a very important trait, which is really helping me in my current ventures. So yeah, so if you just tell me one point that you learned, what are the bottlenecks, then yes, definitely. When you're not able to meet the expectations of people around you, what did you learn from that?
Perfect, perfect. Awesome, awesome, Sachin. That's really impressive, and people will learn about, like, how you did it and how they can do it. Okay, now moving ahead, जर्नी की बात तो हो गई, अब आगे चलते हैं कि आपको पता था आपको ये करना है. Obviously, अगर आपको कुछ बड़ा किसी क्षेत्र में बड़ा बनना है, like an entrepreneur or something, you don't have to have a mark sheet or something. It's not necessary to have. बट आप आजकल की जनरेशन को क्या बोलेंगे? जैसे आजकल मिलेनियंस देखते हैं कि यार फाउंडर है, लिंक्डइन पे बहुत कुछ ऐसा चल रहा है और हमें भी ऐसा कुछ बनना है, बट क्या होता है कि वो बन तो जाते हैं, 2 साल करते हैं, 1 साल करते हैं, 6 महीने करते हैं, फिर वो हार मान जाते हैं. तो आप उस पॉइंट पे क्या बोलना चाहोगे कि हार कभी मत मानो, या क्या, जैसे सपोज somebody is starting, okay, और उन्होंने 2-4 दोस्तों के साथ स्टार्ट किया, अब वो बोलेंगे कि यार ये आइडिया काम नहीं कर रहा है, मैं छोड़ देता हूँ, मुझे कुछ नहीं करना है, गो बैक टू माय थिंग एंड आई एम हैप्पी वर्किंग देयर. बट क्या पता वो आइडिया 2 साल बाद किसी ने किया और वो मल्टी मिलियन प्रोजेक्ट बन गया. तो आप ऐसे यंग अचीवर से क्या बोलना चाहोगे, और आपके हिसाब से वो लेसन क्या होगा उनके लिए? ओवर टू यू सच.
Yeah, so I think it's a very interesting question. There are multiple layers to it. The first one is, it's very essential for you to develop a kind of a focus, at least by when you are, say, 20, right? At 20, I think this is something that you will have to kind of figure out that, what, I am probably good at this, and this is what I want to do. It's okay if it's not crystal clear. Like, I'm not saying, you have to make a roadmap and say, मैं 27 पे यहाँ रहूँगा. No, I'm saying you just have to have a focus. Like, so I was just watching your YouTube video last night, and I was so impressed that at age of 3 you started learning COBOL, right?
Thank
This is
you.
something that is mind blasting, and so it's very essential for a person to have focus. Some people get it at a very young age, right, when they're, say, 10, 12, 15 years old. No, this is what I want to do. I want to dance, right? I want to sing, and this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Enjoy it. That's good. If you don't have the focus, that's okay too. You will figure it out. But then don't stay clueless is what I have to tell people, right? Don't stay clueless. Don't say at 20 that I don't know what to do, right? This is I think a very irresponsible kind of behavior to take life. So that's number one. Try and develop a focus towards something. And then number two is, once you have that focus, you have to basically start learning from the world, right? World is curiosity, I think, is the biggest teacher in the world, right? So you have to I think this is something you said it somewhere, right? I don't know if you said this line or not, but for sure. So it's very important to stay curious and to just question
Yes.
why of everything, right?
Yes, I said that. Why everything? Correct.
Exactly, and this is something that I totally relate to. When I look at my journey, you have to look at the whys of everything. So when you have a focus of, say, I want to do management, I want to do civil engineering, I want to do computer science engineering. Why do you want to do it? What problem are you going to solve? Why are people doing computer science engineering? Don't do it just because your friend is doing it. Do
Yes.
it because you know the answer to it, right? So you have to develop an aptitude to question everything, like why of everything. And once that has happened, once that happens, then it's all about how, right? Once you know the why, how comes, how are you going to gain skills? Like, I am a civil engineer, I'm a management graduate, I have to run an institution. How am I going to do it? I have to have, number one, negotiation skills. I have to have very good writing skills. I have to have good verbal communication skills, right? So on and so forth. And then you figure out one by one, okay, this is what I'm going to do in the next 1 year, next 1 year, next 1 year. And then you just keep repeating the process. That's very simple. So yeah, I think I've been able to answer your questions.
Wonderful, Sachin. That was very crisp, precise, and to the point. You nailed it. Perfect. Okay, going forward, Sachin, there is a very unique question that I really want to ask with like entrepreneur like you. You talk about excellence. You talk about like अंदर होना चाहिए. अगर मुझे करना है तो मुझे पता है कि I have to do it and I have to be very focused towards it, right? But my question to you is कि सब entrepreneur हमेशा साथ में काम करते हैं. मतलब if I want to become a leader, I have to lead by an example, right? मैं अकेले नहीं चल सकती, मुझे पता है if I do good things, people will follow me, right? People will come with me and we grow together. So वो togetherness की भावना बहुत जरूरी है. So सचिन आपके लिए कि entrepreneurship में कितना important है अंदर का भावना जगाना for people, like you are doing for the people, you're not doing for yourself. So what's your take on this point, which is very important?
To be honest, I really don't look at entrepreneurship as a career, right? So, there's a very famous entrepreneur in Bangalore. His name is Varun Agarwal. He's a very, very famous youth icon in Bangalore. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. He has written this book called How I Braved Anu Auntie and co-founded $1 million company. So it's a great book. So he is a bit of a youth icon in Bangalore, right? And he says it's very simple. Entrepreneurship is not a career that you take up. It's not an alternative to your job. You are an entrepreneur. You don't become an entrepreneur, right? Entrepreneur is just the way of life, right? You see a problem and you solve it. And if you make money in that process, it's great, right? But then entrepreneurship is just looking at a problem and trying and solving, that particular problem. How are you going to solve the problem which exists in the society, right? So that's entrepreneurship basically. And somebody who wants to become an entrepreneur just because he sees the flashy side of it, because there are a lot of negative aspects of entrepreneurship that people don't talk about, right? You have to battle depression, you have to battle anxiety, you will have to, everybody's questioning you multiple things, right? People have hundreds of questions about everything, about your product, about your service. This is not working, that is not working. But at the end of the day, problems, right? So an entrepreneur always solves problems, and that's the way I look at things, right? So somebody who wants to become an entrepreneur, make sure that you always question the why and try and solve the thing. And in the journey, if you make money, excellent.
Perfect. You nailed it again. Perfect, Sachin. But like you mentioned about the dark side of entrepreneurship, like for if people ask me what is entrepreneurship, I would say कि entrepreneurship एक ऐसा चीज है जहाँ पे आप ना जितना ज्यादा पेन सहो और जितने ज्यादा टाइम तक आप सह सकते हो, that is what life call entrepreneurship, right? the power of pain that one person endured. Anyways,
Yeah, how
back to
much pain can you take?
या ऑफ कोर्स. तो सचिन मुझे आपसे यही पूछना है कि हम लोग काफी यूट्यूब में देखते हैं या काफी जगह देखते हैं मीडिया में कि आप ऐसे बन सकते हो, बट नोबडी टॉक अबाउट द बैक साइड और द नेगेटिव एस्पेक्ट ऑफ इट. एवरीथिंग हैज नेगेटिव. जॉब में भी प्रॉब्लम होती है, पर्सनल लाइफ में भी प्रॉब्लम होती है, बट एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप इज समथिंग कि मुझे पता है प्रॉब्लम होगा, फिर भी मैं जा रहा हूँ. आई एम एक्चुअली फेलिंग डाउन फ्रॉम अ बिग माउंटेन विद अ लीप ऑफ फेथ एंड विदाउट इवन अ पैराशूट विद मी, राइट? इट हैपेंस. सो सचिन, आपके लिए एक सवाल है कि आप उन सब बच्चों को क्या बोलना चाहोगे जो यंग माइंड है या यंग एंटरप्रेन्योर जैसा जिगरा रखते हैं अपने में, and they really want to do it, but then after maybe money ka problem, maybe family pressures, what's your take and how they can help from your learning out?
It's simple. See, everything starts from an idea, right?
Yes.
An entrepreneur, any big organization, right? Any big organization, if you just keep on finding why this organization happened. Like, let us assume that you're talking about Apple, right?
Yes.
Or you're talking about some big organization, some Google somewhere. You go to how it started and why it started. It always goes down to that one person who was sitting somewhere in a car shed and he thought of an idea, right? And that's the fun, that's the magic. So whenever you have an idea, to any young kid, right, it's great that you have ideas, but then it's very important for you to validate it, right? How do you validate it? You talk, you discuss. Don't say कि हाँ मैंने अगर इसके साथ ये idea discuss कर लिया तो वो steal कर लेगा. नहीं होगा, right? He will not be able to execute it. It's tough. Life is tough. Entrepreneurship is tough. Even if you have a great idea, even if you give him a blueprint of how to execute, he will never be able to execute, right? For you to get validation of any particular idea, you have to make sure that you go and validate your idea. Talk to your friends, ask them multiple questions, right? Let them ask you multiple questions. You see if you're able to answer those questions. Only then you take it to the market, right? So one of the mistakes that a lot of young entrepreneurs do is, what I have seen is, they don't try and validate, right? They say कि हाँ अगर मैंने बोल दिया इसको तो अगर इसने execute कर लिया तो क्या हो जाएगा? नहीं होगा, right? He will not be able to execute it. It's tough. Even after you are the founder, if the idea is originated from you, even for you it is difficult to execute. Some XYZ who has heard it once, he will never be able to do it. So share your ideas as much as possible. Take validation, right? And then you jump in, right? All the problems that you spoke about, finance होता है उसमें, marketing होता है, sales होता है, सब कुछ होता है, right? That is where your skills comes in. When you have a product, let us say this is my product, I want to sell this phone. How do you sell it is your skills, right? You should learn how to write things, you should learn how to blog, you should learn about graphic design. No matter what your background is, you learn coding, you learn graphic design, you learn website design, and then you are not anymore the person that you think you were, right? You will most of the time end up doing graphic design more than actual work that you thought you will do, right? Be ready, be open to learning. Don't say कि ये मेरा job नहीं है, मैं इसमें expert हूँ तो मैं इसी पे काम करूँगा. No, it's not going to happen. You have to work on everything. You have to write blogs, you have to write articles, you have to sell. All of that is your responsibility, right? So this is something that I have to tell people, that you know what, everything is your responsibility. Validate your idea, right? Whenever you have an idea, excellent, validate it.
Okay, good point, Sachin. You mentioned like for the validation point, right? ये तो हमें समझ में आ गया कि अपनी ideas को दूसरों को बताएं. चोरी नहीं होगा because कर ही नहीं कोई पाएगा. आप भी नहीं कर पाओगे till the time you are very concerned. Brilliant, bingo on that. But my point is validate किससे करें? अब उनका एक क्वेश्चन आएगा कि हम किससे पूछें. अगर मेरा बैक बेंचर दोस्त है, मेरे दिमाग में धांसू आइडिया आया, पर बैक बेंचर पागल आदमी है, उसको नहीं पता मैं किससे बताऊं, राइट? तो अभी सचिन जी आप मुझे बताइए कि एक बंदे के पास अगर आइडिया है, ही इज अलोन, ही इज अ सिंगल पर्सन, वो अपना आइडिया किस तरीके से, किस स्टेप्स लेके वैलिडेट करे और किस तरीके से आगे बढ़े? या ओवर टू यू.
Okay. So again, it's a very important question. So first thing is, it's very important for you to have a very close circle, right? Yes, backbencher, lot of these ideas come in the backbenches. Some of them come in the front benches. All of that is, let's keep that aside, right? Okay. You always have some 3-4 friends in your life whom you trust, right? And okay, those people are there along with you, right? Mm-hmm. So you have to be able to discuss this with them. Right, this is the idea, this is what I want to do, what do you think, right? And then, so that's the first kind of iteration of your idea. They will ask you hundreds of questions, see if you're able to answer them. If you're not able to answer a couple of questions, note them down, think, this is a valid point, how am I going to answer this? Then you open it to the next set of people, right? You probably take it to your faculty or lecturer, someone, or you take it to someone on LinkedIn, like some industry expert who's there in this, as part of your market research. I'm pretty sure you would have seen what your competitors are doing, right? If there is a competitor, right? Then you look at the problems that they are facing. Don't tell them that this is what you're trying to duplicate them, but just look at their LinkedIn, look at their problems, read their Google reviews, right? And then I think the last iteration of your validation will come only when your core product is strong. Your core idea is strong. Only then you will reach the last circle of your iteration. For that iteration, I think it is very important for you to take as many opinions as possible. Even the last bench student who will make fun of you, even take his opinion. I'll tell you why. Because when you take your product to the market, right? Market is as random as people, market is as random as one gets, right? So market is very random. People will ask you thousands of questions. People will laugh at your face. People will, criticize it. People will say this is not of good quality, and so on and so forth. Now that is what is important. Even before you launch the product, go to that last bench. Go to your worst critic, right? The person who hates you. Ask him, bro, this is what I've thought, and what do you think? And he will, because he hates you already, he will give you all the negatives.
Yes.
Good. Use that as an input, and so one thing, you have to have belief in yourself. Don't let anybody break you from within, right? Don't let anybody, because somebody told you that, this is bad, don't give up on it, right? So it's important why you're starting that particular, so you don't become an entrepreneur. A person who wants to become an entrepreneur, he will break, right? In the first, second layer of iteration, he'll break. He'll think, okay, my friend told me this is not going to work. Doesn't work.
Right. Brilliant. I mean, you're a really good storyteller. Brilliant. It's lovely answer. Okay, so you have to be very close to your critics. You have to have that. आपको अपने mind को इतना tough बनाना है ताकि आप सब कुछ सहो, पर दिल पे नहीं लेना, ताकि हम अंदर से entrepreneur हैं, बाहर से बनने की जरूरत नहीं है. That's what you said. Exactly. So Sachin, next question to you is. आपके मतलब क्या है, अगर कोई बंदा फेल हो जाता है, से फॉर एग्जांपल आइडिया चला, 2 साल चला, 3 साल चला, उसके बाद बिल्कुल नहीं चला, one person had to maybe improve the idea, or just like okay ये नहीं चला मैं कुछ और करता हूँ. तो वैसे वाले situation में वैसे वाला जो transition होता है उसमें आपकी क्या राय है?
See, it's important to, so every product has its own unique characteristic, right? Any product or service, right?
Correct.
Some products, you will need time to even gauge how the product is working, right?
Yes.
1 year, 2 years is not even sufficient for that product to even check, right? And there are some kind of products you will know in 2 hours ki wo nahi chalega, correct? So it depends on the nature of the product or service that you are in. So that is number one.
Okay.
Once you know what is the nature of your product, it's very important for you to collect feedback from the customer. Now you can say that these are the positives that the customer is giving me and these are the negatives that the customer is giving me, right? So then you will know, am I solving a real problem?
Yes.
If you are solving a real problem, then don't give up, right? Then it's just that the market is there, your business is wrong, right? Work on your business model. Your funding is not coming, work on a different venture capitalist, work on a different funding model, work on a different revenue model, but don't give up on the product. Yes. But as long as the product is good, it's just that your business sense is lacking. You can always solve that problem. But your product is not working, the customer hates your product, then no matter which marketing guru you bring in the world, it is not going to work in the world. Absolutely. Right? So it's always important to take right feedback from the customer, see if the problem, if your product is solving a genuine problem. If it is, every other problem in the world is solvable, right? Your marketing message is wrong, that's okay, you can solve it. Your finance model is wrong, you can solve it. But if your product is not solving any genuine problem, no matter whom you bring, you will never be able to stay alive in the market, right? So you have to validate.
Okay, brilliant. You mentioned about investors, right? So, कितना ज़रूरी है एक startup को बिना किसी fund के शुरू करना? Say for example, I'll take money like 1,000 rupees from my dad, and maybe I'm starting. So, what do you think, like for young entrepreneurs out there who really want to make a kickstart, how much money is important? और वो money, मतलब लोग मुझे लिखते हैं LinkedIn पे कि मैम आपने start किया या आपने start किया, right? So कितना पैसा लगा होगा उसमें, कितना आपका फंड गया होगा, और किससे हम शुरुआत करें? I'm sure आपने 10 लाख से शुरू किया होगा, 1 रुपए से तो बात ही नहीं बनती. तो आप उन लोगों को क्या बता सकते हैं कि वो कैसे शुरू करें, कितना फंड उसमें चाहिए होता है, और वो फंड्स को किस तरीके से यूटिलाइज कर सकते हैं? ऐसा नहीं कि मैंने रैंडम सोचा और मिल गया. तो over to you, Sachin. What's your thought about it?
Yeah, I think again it's a very interesting question. So first thing is, this is what any business school will teach you, that don't raise money until and unless you have a MVP, right? Minimum viable product, as they call it. Yes. Right? So it's very essential for you to first, get to that point where it becomes investable, right? Only then you kind of, go fetch, look for money, and where you ask for invest and things like that. So don't even think of investor or having an investor or selling out equity without getting to MVP. Minimum viable product, this is just a first iteration of your product. It need not be 100% perfect, but then make sure that somebody at least in the world is willing to pay, right? So that is minimum viable product. And once you have that, then you, because of the fact that you have an MVP, investors are ready to invest, right? People are always ready to make their money work. There are multiple people in the world, you will find them. But make sure that you don't get investment, to start your idea. That's the worst mistake an entrepreneur can ever do, right? Because you don't have an idea and you think, हाँ मेरे पास अगर investor आ गया तो मैं idea बनाऊंगा सबसे अच्छा, and then I will be able to sell it. No, you will not be able to do it, because first idea is important. Get to an MVP, see if people are ready to buy it, and then you think of investment. So investment is very important. Your first question was simple. How important is investment? Investment is as important as oxygen to a company, right? It depends on your product and service, because if you don't have money, you will not be able to get to people, right? So, if you want to scale up your business, investment is important. But scaling comes only when you can survive, right? If you're not there in the survival mode, don't go out for investment, because you will fail.
Brilliant. So like you mentioned, when is the right time to get investment? When is the right time? But then आपने बताया कि एमवीपी तक पहुंचना जरूरी है, आपके प्रोडक्ट को एमवीपी तक पहुंचाना जरूरी है, वेरी वेल सेड। बट देन एमवीपी तक पहुंचाने के लिए एक एंटरप्रेन्योर कितना इन्वेस्टमेंट करता है अपने से, और कितना करना चाहिए और कैसे करना चाहिए? सो दैट्स माय क्वेश्चन। या
Again, a good question. It depends on the product, honestly. Like, there's no formula, or, I cannot say 5 lakh hona zaruri hai.
ऑब्वियसली।
It depends on the product or the service, right? People who are in the education business would know that, maybe I can start with basically zero investment, right? And people who want to sell some kind of an electronic product, right? If I want to sell this phone tomorrow, I want to start my own manufacturing. At that point, I will have to invest on the minimum available resources which is needed to build this particular product, right? This is the first iteration of my product. So it depends on the product or service. I can't give you a formula as to how, for all industries 3 lakhs is minimum you should have. No, it depends on what kind of product you have. So first do the market research and then you think. But most importantly, I would always recommend, keep some money. If you have plans of starting a company in the future, you must have at least some money to at least fund yourself until you get to an MVP, right? Otherwise it's going to be extremely difficult because people are not going to believe you or your idea without an MVP, right? So only then they will invest. But don't start up without having a 6-month plan, right? I would say that if you want to start up, minimum 6 months of your living expense has to be there in your bank account. Otherwise don't even think.
Absolutely, absolutely. Good point. Good point. I think a lot of people out there who are listening to you after a session when we go live, a lot of people will inspire by like, okay, you should go like this, because people write question which is like, they have no X and Y in a graph. So I think it's important, whatever you mentioned point by point, I think that makes total sense, that go this way. Otherwise, person will not survive at all. Like, not going to happen. Brilliantly. Okay, brilliant set. So let's move to the next question. Sachin, what do you think, like, say, for example, like you mentioned MVP, but a lot of incubator and accelerator are also coming down the line, and people are thinking कि यार मैंने 40,000 तो है मेरे पास और मैं एक सॉफ्टवेयर कंपनी खोलना चाह रहा हूँ, तो उतने में तो काम बन जाएगा, वेबसाइट बनाएं, प्रोडक्ट बनाएं, so and so forth, and software is pretty easy to build, right? So, and now what happened that people, a lot of people like from a lot of states, like India में बहुत सारी ऐसी जगह है जहाँ parents might not help, right? And still I have to struggle. So वो struggle जो MVP तक का पहुँचने का जो struggle है, उस दौरान बहुत लोग depression या suicide या बहुत कुछ ऐसे circumstances होते हैं which we are aware, right? So what you think and what you suggest for people out there who are young, who have to reach that MVP and go bang, like, see, this is my idea and this is going to work now. But उस MVP तक पहुंचने के साथ बहुत सारे challenges आते हैं, तो आप कैसे उसे बताओगे, आप कैसे मतलब बता पाओगे कि उनको क्या क्या करके उसको recover करना है? मतलब वो कभी कभी suicidal attempt में convert हो जाता है, we saw, right? पीयर प्रेशर हो जाता है कि यार तू तो बोल रहा था तेरा आइडिया काम करेगा, अभी क्या हो गया? Right? So how you suggest people should manage that stress altogether to reach to a certain level? Over to you.
Yeah, so that's a very tricky question, right? So first thing is, one, you are battling, especially when you are battling so many people, right? So many negative people around you, and you're not able to get to your MVP. That is when actually your savings help, right? The only problem that you will have as an inventor or an innovator or some entrepreneur is getting first product ready, right? For that you will struggle only as long as you have money in your bank account, right? Your savings, right? Once that is depleted, only then you start thinking, oh my god, have I done a mistake, right? Now don't let yourself get to that point without having savings. So don't even think of starting and like investing your time into an idea where you don't have enough money to get into survival mode. Like, I'll tell you, let us assume that you are building one particular product, right? And you think that मुझे इसका फर्स्ट आइटरेशन बनाने के लिए 6 महीने लगेंगे, राइट? अगर 6 महीने मैंने जनवरी में स्टार्ट किया और मेरा फर्स्ट आइटरेशन प्रॉब्ली जून या जुलाई में रेडी होगा, करेक्ट? सो अंटिल देन these questions, these type of suicidal thoughts or these questions won't even come in the first 6 months, right? It'll come only when in the 6th month that, you know what, my product has failed. I've invested 6 months of time, the product has failed. Now I don't know what to do. So at that point, you will have to do two things. Number one, stop right now, go join a job and gather enough money to save. Or number two, have a co-founder, right? Someone who will then come in and then who will help you with your problems. Now there are two types of problems that can happen, right? So the problem with me that I went through when I started, my institute was the fact that it was all psychological, right? It was just stress and stress and stress, and it was always the stress. So having this right partner really matters, and I was absolutely blessed to have like good partners with me, right? And like even right now, the project that I'm working on, it's called Skillbind Education, where my partner is my brother, and the other institute that I'm working on, my partner is basically my best friend, like Nian Vasist. So it's very essential for you to not stay alone, right? Especially when you hit a psychological barrier, right? So the moment you think that things are going to be very tough, it's very important for you to work with friends, right? And the advantage of working with friends is that because they know that though they've seen you from a very close distance, and they know कि हाँ ये बंदा यहाँ पे wrong हो सकता है और ये बंदा यहाँ पे crack करेगा. So at that point, it's very important for you to work with friends, right? I'm not saying to run a company you need friends. No, I'm not saying only if you have best friends working with you, only then you will succeed. No, I'm saying it'll help, right? If you have friends around you who are looking at what you're doing, who are tracking you, they know you better, right? Then then yourself. So just trust them, and just stay calm, right? And just trust people around you. When they tell you that Sachin, this is not working, respect that, right? Be open to suggestions. When you say, huh, no, this will work, you are wrong, at that point you are dead, right? So entrepreneurship is always listening to others. That's a very important skill.
Brilliant, brilliant. I think you helped us to understand at what point you should stay calm and, befriend with someone who know and who can help you out that particular time. Brilliant. I mean, that's bingo. I mean, these are the 2 points that I love, and I'm sure if I got inspired, a lot of people will be getting inspired. And अगर वो अपनी लाइफ में जो आपने पॉइंटर्स बताए उनको अपना ले तो उनके लिए काफी बेहतरीन हो जाएगा. डेफिनेटली यस. अब इसी पॉइंट से एक और क्वेश्चन मेरे दिमाग में आता है सचिन, व्हिच इज हाउ टू फाइंड दैट सेकंड वन. या ओवर टू यू.
Second one, as in your co-founder, your partner.
Yes.
Again, this is quite interesting because first of all, your co-founder has to believe in you, right? Idea is fine, but then the person who is with you, he has to have very strong belief in you that what you are actually trying to solve a problem, right? And he has believed in your skills ki right, this is what he can do. And this is where these are the areas where I can do which he can't, right? So it's very important for you to find people who bring complementary skills, right? As in, if you are a great salesperson, right? Like I consider myself to be a great salesperson. I can sell my ideas, I can sell my products. This is what I think I'm good at, right? And I kind of realized that what, I may not be so great at financial management, right? I may not be so great at, say, administration, right? Maybe I give out money a little, pura khulke, right? So at that point, my business won't, I am a great entrepreneur, but my business is like a baby. It won't, take all the hits, right? If I just keep giving money to random people. So at that point, it's important to identify a partner who will bring a complementary set of skills that you don't have, right? If he's also a great salesperson, if he's also the same thing that you have, at that point, it doesn't make sense because that gap is still not filled, right? So you have to first learn to identify what are the skills that you bring, right? And then you think, okay, this is something that I struggle with. And acceptance is the greatest lesson here. If you don't accept that you don't know this, you are going to struggle. Your business is going to struggle. So accept that, ha, mujhe ye nahi aati hai. Then you find out, okay, this is the person who's known me, right? And he has great skills with this. So my business, at the end of the day, I know that there are 5 fingers, there are 5 gaps, and I know these 5 fingers can fill the gaps, and then you make a business. This is just a simple analogy.
Wow, I love this finger wala stuff. I love that. Wow, brilliant. I mean, you explained in a very, very beautiful and easy way that people will learn. Wonderful. Now, my next question to you regarding the same. जैसे बहुत लोग बनना चाहते हैं entrepreneur, चलो co-founder भी मिल गया उसे. A few people like there are two people. One is very good in programming, and other is very good in finance. चलिए. अब there are a lot of people who also write like कितने co-founders रखे हैं हम ढूंढे क्यों अगर मेरे पास दो है why we go for three and there are companies like वो Forbes magazine पे देखते हैं कि there are three founders then there are four co-founders so their question to they have a very generic question like कितने रखे so over to you Sachin कि कितने की जरूरत है मतलब why this is a necessary like what is a necessary of making a co-founder in a company over to you.
Again, very important question. Again, very interesting question. I will not say there are 4 people required or there are 6 people required, but I will say that there are 3 most basic foundations to running any business, right? The first one is your operations, right? How are you going to operate? The second one is your finance, right? How good are you with managing your money? And the third one is sales. How well are you able to sell it? Marketing, right? As long as you have these 3 things covered in your business, everything is proper. So you will have to find people who can cover these 3 bases. Very simple: operations, finance, and marketing. Now, if there's one person who is able to cover all the 3, one person is more than sufficient.
Wow.
If you think you need 3 people or 4 people or 5 people to cover these 3 bases, have 5 people, but make sure that these 3 bases are covered. Even after having 3 people, if you don't cover these 3 bases, you are dead, right? Because this is something that I have noticed, that people are great with operations. They have a great idea and they know how this is going to work in the market, and they're great with money, but they have one more person who's great with money. You have your CFO, financial officer.
Yes.
None of the 2 guys can sell, right? And that's where the business is going to die, right? So make sure that these 3 foundations are covered: your operations, your finance, and marketing. Have as many co-founders as you wish, but cover these 3 bases is what I have to tell you.
Wow, brilliant. I think if people will listen to you, they will definitely get those answers because a lot of videos I saw on YouTube, and this is the gap. That's the reason why I started asking really the right questions. People write these questions a lot, and I don't find any answer on the media. So thank you so much, Sachin, for answering very crisp, very precise, and to the point answers. Thank you. I appreciate that. Going forward, Sachin, tell me आपने अपनी जर्नी से क्या सीखा और आप एक फाउंडर जो 4 साल हो चुका है उसको a founder who has already completed 4 years but still people are there who are already in a तनाव एक हो जाता है कि अभी जैसे कोविड है तो कोविड में काफी लोगों के बिजनेसेस पे इम्पैक्ट पड़े हैं राइट तो उस तनाव से दूर कैसे हो और उस तनाव वाले सिचुएशन में चाहे वो कोविड हो किसी भी तरीके का तनाव हो उस तनाव वाले सिचुएशन में अपने टीम को अपने कंपनी को कैसे अच्छे तरीके से मैनेज कर पाए सो ओवर टू यू सचिन
No, it's a very good question. See, nobody could predict in 2019 October that COVID is going to come and it's going to change the entire world, right? The way the world functioned for the last 100-200 years, it is going to change. Nobody ever thought, right? And that's a huge question mark. But as a founder, it's very important for you to accept and first of all respect nature, right? Nature is there, it will happen, some flood may come, something may come. If so so this is the way that I have developed a formula for me. It's very simple. All businesses have an unknown variable called X. Right? So this is my philosophy, very simple. There is always an unknown variable. No matter how much you think you figured this out, right? No matter how much you think that your product is foolproof, there is always an X to the business, right? So that X, you are going to find solution only when you meet X. You can't plan for that X. You will never plan for COVID. You will never plan for another COVID. You will never plan for another flood that may come and destroy your business. But then what I tell you is always be prepared to meet that X. Once you hit a wall, don't think that my business is done. No, just respect nature. Now there is COVID, right? 3 months of lockdown. no matter how much you cry, no matter how much you get into depression, no matter what's going to happen, but at the end of the day, you can't change COVID, you can't change nature, just accept, right? This is something that it is happening to the entire world, right? So
Absolutely.
just be prepared to, face that X if required. I know, it's very difficult. I kind of, when COVID happened, my business basically depends on, people interaction. And when that is done, it's a very big, jolt that, nobody planned, nobody imagined. And, it was a huge breakdown. So at that point, don't be afraid of going and talking to a psychiatrist, right? Going and talking to a person, who is a specialist in mental health, right? Because everybody goes through depression, everybody goes through anxiety, but most people think that, what, मैं इससे बहुत powerful हूँ, और मैं इससे बहुत, I can't be depressed, things like that. No, just respect what is happening to you. Go to a person who is trained, right? He has done his studies on that, he has done his masters in that, so he is trained, he has seen thousands of people like you, right? He or she. So just go and talk to them properly and tell them what you're going through, then you will find enough support, right? But if you don't talk, right, and when you meet this person X is always an unknown variable, right? And when you meet this, it shouldn't be as if, okay, my business is dead, I am dead, and I'm going to commit suicide. No, you're not solving any problem if you commit suicide, right? But always be prepared to meet X. No matter how much you've figured out your business, X is always there in your business.
X will ruin it or X will make it. Perfect, perfect. Yeah, amazing. So it's just last question, and then I'll open up, a slogan or something that you want to add. But just last question, which is very important in my mind, is Sachin. You are a great entrepreneur, and the kind of knowledge you are giving up to us and to आपका knowledge है वो बहुत important है. But the challenging question is coming right here. बहुत लोग बोलते हैं कि इंग्लिश आना जरूरी है फॉर बिकमिंग अ ग्रेट पर्सन नो मैटर एन एंटरप्रेन्योर. आपको क्या लगता है कि क्या भाषा एक तरीके का प्रॉब्लम है या भाषा का चुनाव, या अगर मुझे हिंदी आता है तो क्या मुझे बुरा महसूस होना चाहिए? क्या मैं एक अच्छा एंटरप्रेन्योर नहीं बन सकता? ओवर टू यू सचिन, जस्ट ब्रेक द बैरियर्स. ओवर टू यू.
I think if somebody comes and tells you that if you don't know English, you will not survive as an entrepreneur, just slap him and send him back, right? Because that's the most stupidest argument that I've ever heard. None of the languages are superior or inferior. It's all about communication, right? Communication is important. English is not, right? This is my message to everybody. But then, no matter who you are, it's important for you to learn the art of persuasion. Communication happens in your mother tongue also, right? But then if you sound like a person who is unsure even in your mother tongue, at that point all the problems in the world start, right? So it's very important for you to learn the skill of communication, where you modulate your voice, you follow a particular structure to your answer or your communication, whatever. Whenever you have an interaction, you have to make sure that it is structured, right? Whatever is there in your brain, the same thing has to be conveyed. English, Hindi, Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, no matter what language, but then figure your communication out, right? Your head and what you say has to be one same thing. At least 80% of them has to be same, right? So learn the art of persuasion. Pausing, the art of pausing is very important. The art of smiling is very important, right? So all of these things are, they think that yes, important nahi hai, but then these are make or break deals, because people don't buy your product, people buy you, right? As a result, you are selling your product. But if people are having trouble buying you, your business is in trouble.
Brilliant, brilliant.